In case anybody was wondering, 4-day meetings should be illegal. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My manager is in one right now.
It's the worst.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by 3 grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I have been genetically recombined with a bird that has a superpower, for reasons that will become obvious later, I guess. And the bird that I have been genetically recombined with is a super speedboat macaw. Or
nice.
maybe a super speed boat macaw. Unclear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, up to the judges to decide. Let's see, what do the judges say?
I mean, super speedboat macaw is definitely funnier.
Yeah, right?
It has some sort of a, Lightning McQueen aspect to it.
This is all,
somehow.
somehow a speedboat macaw.
Yeah.
Maybe because macaws are red a lot of the time.
That's probably it.
So is the car guy, Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
You know.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. That's me, so I guess either I'm just super, or I have super speed.
You're in The Incredibles. You're a super.
I'm a super.
Wow.
Undetermined. Non-specific super.
Yeah, undeclared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, like a boat macaw, is that just like a pirate's parrot?
Oh, yeah, I think so. It has an eye
Super
patch.
speed boat macaw. I have a little hat and an eye patch and a peg leg.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The peg leg might be a problem.
Genetically, I have a peg leg.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. And an
You
eye
evolved
patch.
that, huh?
Yeah, I evolved the wooden peg leg.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's who and what I am. Who and what are you guys?
My name's Sam, and today I'm genetically combined with something I kind of actually am, maybe half am. It's hard to say.
2% am.
Yeah, hey!
Wow.
Look at that! Anyways, it's a teleporting disaster duck. And if you couldn't tell, I am the disaster.
Wow.
I'm not a duck. Or
Or-
I wish I could teleport.
I was going to say, are you,
Right?
which third? Not the teleporting part? Okay.
I wish I could
You
teleport.
do travel a lot. That's almost
I
like
do.
teleporting.
That's
if you
fair,
think
yeah.
about it.
Teleporting would be so convenient.
It would
my
be
God,
so
can you imagine?
convenient.
I don't know if other people do this, but if you ever just spend absurdly long time imagining completely impossible superpower scenarios, one of the ones I think about often is what my life would be like if I could just teleport. And I just spend a really long time thinking about it.
Me too.
I do too.
Good.
This is our Roman Empire.
Yeah, Roman Empire is teleporting.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
Speaking as one person in this podcast trio who doesn't live in the same province,
Mhm.
I feel like it would be nice if I could just come and visit.
Yeah, then if it was for recording, you'd have to do the same thing that Sam and I do, which is where we get as far apart as possible to record.
Yeah, no, I would still record here, but we could, go to chapters.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I want to go to chapters.
Me too.
We can't. We have to finish recording this podcast.
Ah,
I
shit.
know. Chapters is closed.
Oh. Since we can't go to chapters, yeah, I'll introduce myself. My name is Hannah, and today I have been 2% recombined with a corporate wealth hummingbird.
Oh, no. Why is corporate
Wait.
the superpower?
You know, it
Pause.
wears a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait.
corporate is the superpower, not corporate wealth.
Yeah, I think wealth is the wealth is the adjective.
Okay,
Corporate
so
is the superpower.
You're a wealth
Listen.
hummingbird.
Yeah,
Okay.
I circle back a lot, and I put a pin in it, and I create
Yeah.
synergy. You know?
Yeah. You have
yeah.
your Mondays, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna need you to line on this with me, Hannah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I need to make sure that we're aligned and centered while we go into this together,
Wow.
and circle back on that with that person and make sure that person's there. And the big execs are gonna be there.
Yeah, all the
hate
big execs.
myself.
They're gonna be there. They're gonna want
Ugh.
results.
Well, per my last email, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
already put together a deck regarding the results of the last quarter.
Yeah,
So-
great.
Yes. I don't like these results. Make them better.
Cheers, comma, sign off.
Yeah. Oh no, that's mine. Anyway, the reason that we are 2% bird with superpowers is because we're reading Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment, which is about the children that are genetically recombined with birds that maybe have superpowers, which we'll get into.
Oh, will we?
As per usual, as per my last email, we have read 4 chapters this week. So, how about you guys tell us what happened in them? Regards, Sophie.
All right, so here's your overview on chapter 113,
Yeah.
which involved a lot of self-reflection for Max and a lot of beach activities for the rest of the flock. The young ones played in the water. Iggy builds a sandcastle. Fang reads the newspaper with the headline, Mysterious Children Nowhere to be Found. Oh, sorry. Mysterious Bird Children Nowhere to be Found. And Max contemplates why the erasers aren't already here, and it's all just one big game, which I also wondered why the erasers weren't there, but I always wonder where the erasers are. Constantly. So, as per that, Max then also questions whether Angel has been different since they left the school, but then panics because Angel is below the water and has still not come up for air, which brings us, everybody, to chapter 114, which overviews the flock searching for Angel in the water, where they search and search and search, but they cannot find her. Finally, there's enough evidence to support that they find her hundreds of yards away, apparently, where she stands in waist-deep water and exclaims that she can breathe underwater. I think that checks everything off in chapter 113 and 114. Hannah, can you give us the overview of the next two?
Hi, Midlighties. Thanks for listening to
No.
Midlight Crisis.
No.
Please find below the rest of the summary for this episode.
Oh, God.
Angel reveals that she can breathe underwater with a dubious mechanics that we will certainly circle back on. Then the rest of the kids try breathing underwater. None of them can do it, and they throw up a lot. And the voice asks Max what she would do if she could do anything at all. Save the world, perhaps? Then Max wakes up into chapter 116 with Ari the Eraser's foot on her neck. And this time, when I say they're surrounded with erasers, I mean it. Max says there are hundreds and hundreds of them on this beach. The 3 youngest bird kids manage to up and away, but Max, Fang, and Iggy get caught. Fang and Ari get into a vicious fistfight, which is broken up by the man, the dick, the legend, Jeb himself.
I don't think you could say that in a meeting.
Thanks, comma, Hannah.
Oh no, not comma, exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had an exclamation point in my original script, and then I took it out because I was like, that's too many.
Yeah. All right, so somebody will be taking down all those meeting notes and sending them out after the meeting, so everyone just check your email for that. Okay, before we get too lost in the weeds, I am going to just need to circle back on you deciding they're called Midlighties, which I'm not. I'm actually going to put a formal complaint against that.
Okay, that wasn't my idea. Our number 1 fan told me herself that our fans were called Midlighties.
Oh no! So. The fans have spoken!
The fans have spoken.
Oh dear. Well, fine, I guess.
What else could we call them?
Do they need a name?
Crises?
Crises? Yeah. I think crises
Bird
plural
friends.
is the most important. Yeah, the name changes with every book.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then maybe I'll allow it. Let's start at the beginning of these chapters, though, not the middle.
Okay. Yeah. With the newspaper?
Yeah. I feel like this newspaper article title is not what it would actually be.
Right?
No.
I had the same thought.
I feel like it would be like angels sighted or prank. Elaborate prank by celebrities or something.
Yeah, no, word for word, that's exactly it.
Yeah, or something would be at the end.
Or something? Celebrities or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's capitalized weirdly, which doesn't matter, but as pedantic little nitpicker, I noticed.
Yeah. I do want it noted, I think I brought this up last time, because they talk about this newspaper several times, and I feel like, at first I thought they were just trying to not say the New York Times.
Oh.
But, like, he was just trying to be like, haha, not quite. But the New York Post is, like, a very popular conservative newspaper.
Oh, don't like that.
Don't like that.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Maybe we can rebrand.
Yeah, let's rebrand to it not being that, because currently it's owned by Rupert Murdoch.
Cool.
Not the best. To be fair, though, latest criticism of the New York Post has been, with his ownership takeover, that the Post has been criticized for sensationalism, blatant advocacy, and conservative bias. So I feel like sensationalism.
Yeah, definitely sensational.
It's here now.
Yeah.
Although it's not really sensational. It's just what it was. It's not sensational enough.
I feel like if you assume that the rest of the world outside of the school and the institute operates the same way ours does, automatically jumping to the fact that they must be bird children is pretty sensationalizing.
You're right. That is pretty wild.
But if this is like a right, like, conservative thing, I feel like they would try to, like, put a religious spin on it. It would be like, the end is coming, the angels are here. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that might be more, but I do agree, like, Bird Kids thing is sensationalizing it, that, like, it could be that. However, knowing America for what it is, I would more expect it to be drawn to, like, Christianity, and then trying to, get that religious, what's the word I'm looking for, pull, I guess, towards, like, where you have those, like, edge people who are like, yeah, like, I believe in God, but, like, I'm not full blown. That would get all the, like, oh my God, it's a sign from God, everyone has to, like, do this, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I feel like that's something that would happen.
Right?
I feel like, ironically, it would either be that, or the government has been hiding experiments on children from us, which is what is actually happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
that would be very conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, the conspiracy theorists love this newspaper for sure.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it could either go either of those angles, or maybe like a combination of both. Like, maybe there's, like, some hybrid version of this, like, religious experiments. No, it wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
I talked myself out of that one.
Yeah.
That's what we think is happening.
Yeah. But no, that doesn't make sense. That was silly.
I will say, perhaps some of it is that they're on this Wikipedia page that I am now looking at of the New York Post. Under the heading Content Coverage and Criticism, there is an entire subheading of accusations of racism, and one of the bird kids is a woman of color. So
that's true.
Perhaps that's why they're not being like, God is here. These are exclusively good.
I hate that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I don't have anything further
that.
to say about that, other than the New York Post is bad in real life. Maybe it's not as bad in this book. Unclear. Apparently it was founded by Alexander Hamilton. You know the musical man?
Alexander Hamilton.
That one.
There's a million things he hasn't done, but he has done this.
I don't know any of the songs for that one, so...
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Just you wait.
I know all of the lyrics.
Okay, well then we're gonna move on quickly. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah, let's move on to a biology moment, which is that all of the non-Fang and Max kids go swimming. And they make a point of saying that the water is pretty cold, but they don't mind. And I was like, it's those bird metabolisms at work, keeping them warm.
Those fluffy feathers.
Oh, no. Well, no.
I don't think it's the feathers.
They fold their feathers around their torso, like a wetsuit.
No.
I don't think they're water birds.
You're right, it might be more like a dry suit.
Wait.
Everyone
They're not ducks, Sophie.
Sophie has this theory that their hair is feathers, Do you also theorize that their body hair is feathers?
No. I think they just have really high metabolisms and they run hot.
I
so
agree.
they don't mind that the water is cold.
I agree.
I don't agree.
Okay.
But we can
Present
get into
your evidence.
Yeah, well, we can look. We can talk about it with one of the later biology months. But I think their body hair is like little penguin feathers that keeps the air close to their body and nice and warm.
So you don't think they would have mentioned it by now if they had a full body coating of feathers?
Well,
This is making me uncomfortable.
you can't, you can barely see your own body hair. You wouldn't know if it was
Yeah, and it doesn't
tenacious.
keep you warm.
Yeah, it does.
Mine doesn't.
No. Keeps you slightly more warm in key
I
areas.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Certainly
hate
keeps me
this.
sweaty in key areas.
I actually wasn't going to pitch this as an idea, but then you brought it up and I felt like I had to defend it.
I don't like that I brought it up because I've realized since reading Shark Heart that I really don't like the concept of human bodies turning into animal things.
Sure.
And it's ugh. Anyways,
Well,
don't
don't
like
worry.
it. Shouldn't have brought it up. It's
Yeah.
my fault, but I
They're
regret
not
it
turning
deeply.
into it. They're just already like this. Don't worry.
They're already like
I know,
that, yeah.
but it's just that. Nope.
Okay. All right. I'll stop.
It's okay.
I feel like if we can't talk about weird hybrid biology now, we're gonna have...
Don't worry,
Bit of
Sam.
no. problem
No.
finishing this book.
No. I don't mean it like that. It's just
So you don't like animorphs anymore, is what you're saying?
I don't think so. No, but maybe it was just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Animorphs was horrifying no matter what, though, before.
Yeah, the whole part of it.
I think the difference is with Animorphs, and even this, we've said, they're already established. They're not. Nothing's changing with them.
Mm-hmm.
It was in that book specifically. You were reading in detail these transformations,
Yeah.
and it just. I don't know what it was, but it just I couldn't handle it. It made
was
me
body
so
horror.
nauseous. Yeah.
Body horror, yes.
And then I just imagined myself with feathers instead of body hair, and I couldn't. And anyways, this is my own fault. We can still discuss things. Don't worry. I have just creeped myself out. It's fine.
All right. Somebody make sure Sam has a barf bucket.
Imagine,
just in case.
though. Okay, but everyone just for 1 second. 1 second. I'm so sorry, Sam. Everyone
It's
just
okay.
imagine for 1
Sam,
second.
cover your ears.
Like-
Or uncover your ears with your headphones.
Yeah, like
It's
a
okay.
bird
Go.
in the spring. You just every once in a while lose half your eyebrows while you molt. And then it comes back.
Oh my god,
In a
imagine
bright
if your human body hair all just poofed off when
Yeah.
the seasons change.
Okay, but you could be could be a fun thing because birds
Explain.
which one is it? Is it blue jays or is it cardinals? I forget. One of them has the colorful feathers on the lower part of the feather. And so they don't molt into the bright blue color ring.
Uh-huh.
As the feathers tips wear down, the blue becomes more vibrant. So you could be hell yeah, I'm gonna have blue hair in October every year.
Okay, I'm convinced. Sounds good.
I just had I thought you meant you just were naked. You
Also
were just
that.
yeah.
You could wear clothes
but you're
still.
saying it's just that you have the new layer underneath, which makes more sense with the
Yeah.
concept of molting. That makes a lot more sense.
I mean, you still maybe would look like those blue jays that lose all of their head feathers at the same time, but that would only be for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the nice thing about being human is we wear clothes most of the time.
Yeah.
So it
That's
doesn't actually
true.
matter how much hair is on your body.
I would like to lose all my hair except what's on my head and
Yeah.
my
Me too.
eyebrows. Yeah, I guess that's on my head.
Yeah, but I don't want the hair on my lower half of my face either.
Me neither.
Cheekbones
Chin down.
up can stay, the rest of it, get out of here.
Well, the
Yeah,
back of
I
your
agree
head
with
is
that.
above your cheekbones.
Yeah,
That's
I'd say
true.
chin down, chin down.
Yeah.
But I don't want the little mustache either.
Yeah, but you can deal with that.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna lose all of my other body hair, I don't want to only have a mustache left. That's weird.
I think I would be fine wearing a wig if I just lost all of my other body hair. I could do a fun wig.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be worth it. Anyway, this is off topic.
Yeah.
So
somehow.
off the rails.
Somehow we've gone off topic like we've never done before.
I don't think we even were on topic. Really.
No. Because somebody brought it off topic and then I kept going. Anyway, they're in the ocean, which we apparently know a lot about. And so we could actually be talking about that, but that doesn't stop us.
We should go back to that. Yeah.
Ocean time. Unfortunately, the first part of the ocean time is Max just, like, having a meltdown.
Yeah.
And not being able to trust everyone she loves.
Yeah.
Which is, psychologically, I can't really speak to that, but sounds reasonable for a child.
Really, the only one who's given her evidence to, like, not trust is Angel. I feel like the rest have not given her enough reason to be paranoid, but she is spot on. Does Angel seem weird? You bet she seems weird. She sure is probably most likely something evil, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so definitive, Sam.
Yeah. Maybe, probably, who knows? Could be.
Possibly. Don't want to commit to it yet, but I bet she is.
I was, like, sort of mad about this because I was like, but the book started with Angel being kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we as readers can't tell if Max is right.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like an interesting way to build this up is for the reader to know that Angel is evil or whatever, but Max to be like, oh, but I love her. She's family. She's fine. This is normal, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is hard to see negative changes in people you care about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it would make sense that Max wouldn't notice Angel slowly turning evil. But like you said, we don't have a baseline for her, so we also can't really notice Angel turning evil, because maybe she was evil the whole time.
I know, I'm like, maybe she was evil the whole time. Maybe this is how 6-year-olds are. I don't know.
I don't know. Probably. Toddlers seem pretty evil. Are they still a toddler when they're 6?
No.
No.
Okay.
They're a child at that point.
They're a child. Fine 6-year-olds were hit and miss when I used to teach them tennis. You had some good ones. You had some
evil ones.
I wasn't going to say evil, but I would more say spoiled.
Sure.
Was a better term for the kids I dealt with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, but we can't fully rule out that some 6-year-olds are evil.
No.
Okay.
No.
We don't have a high enough sample size.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, hilarious that some of the children getting private tennis lessons might have been a little bit spoiled. Like,
well, they weren't private. I never actually taught private.
Okay.
I did teach exclusively group, but it was at a pretty high-end tennis club, so you can, yeah. Yeah.
A few spoiled ones.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
To be expected.
I'll just never forget the one who was like, I'm not cleaning up balls because I don't have to clean up my toys at home. And I just stood there just shocked.
Wow.
I was like, oh. Yeah. So that gives you a little glimpse into how some 6-year-olds are.
Wow. That sounds
I don't think
right.
I could be a parent.
No.
For some reason I thought you were about to say, I don't think I could be 6 years old.
I don't think I would enjoy that either.
I might. Maybe. Who knows?
Because you're secretly evil.
I'm secretly evil, that's why. And I don't want to clean up my toys.
That's, I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Were you a biting child? I feel like I can imagine you as a biting child.
I don't think so. Are you confusing me with my cat?
But you know what? That might be it. You know how, like, pets turn into a different version of their owners?
Yeah. She got the biting from me.
Your cat is judgmental and bites.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about you.
I have both. Anyway, we're still gonna start talking about this book instead.
Okay. Angel goes underwater and stays there, and they're all like, oh my god.
Yeah.
She has drowned in a riptide.
Yeah, the bird kid who can read minds stays underwater while everyone she loves the most is panicking that she's dying.
Think about that.
Me neither.
Maybe her telepathy doesn't work through the density of water. Like, we don't know. We assumed it's a wavelength, so maybe those wavelengths just can't penetrate through the water. Like,
that's one of, like, the biggest issues with oceanographic research.
Yeah.
Is that you can't use, like, GPS or Wi-Fi or any, like, short wavelength in water because it attenuates too fast.
Yeah, so it could just be something similar like that. Yeah.
Okay,
I like that.
That is the most generous reading of this, and therefore I'll allow it.
I like to think the best of people.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Wow.
We could have believed it for a little bit longer than that.
For like 30 seconds, maybe. The listeners don't know that.
That's true.
Damn.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot our podcast personas are optimistic.
We're friends in real life. All of us.
I feel like every time I'm like, surely nobody would do something that mean. Same as always like, yes, they would.
It's true. I don't have much faith in humanity in general.
Except when it comes to 6-year-olds, apparently.
Except 6-year-olds.
I feel I can't even answer this anymore.
Sorry, you were being generous to James Patterson, and I shat on it.
No. Sam was being
you're right,
generous
though.
to a 6-year-old who's fictional.
It just came to me. I will be honest. I didn't even think of that because I don't think very highly of Angel, I guess. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought she was fucking around. I didn't even think of the thought that she was thinking of she could hear all of the thoughts of her whole family panicking, because that's awful. But my brain did immediately go, well, no, the wavelengths of mind reading just don't attenuate through water. But we don't know that's how mind reading works. We've just kind of gone with that assumption, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least I have. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have any really basis besides that I think thoughts are waves, and therefore reading them while underwater would be different, and therefore she probably couldn't hear them, is my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I wonder if she has to actively choose to be reading minds, because she does say later on, spoiler, that she was underwater for so long because she was playing hide and seek with the gas man. So I wonder if she's intentionally not listening to people's thoughts so that she can, like, play the game better.
But my thought also, though, is if she is actively reading minds, then she was probably actively avoiding his thoughts so she could hide. But why would she go that far away? That would seem unnecessary. I still don't think she was hearing thoughts.
Yeah, no thoughts, head empty, for sure.
Yeah. Head full of water. I mean, I don't have anything to say about them looking for her chapter. But
Oh, no. Me neither.
no.
The one I have is Max. Sorry, my note is Go Rescue Max, which is making me laugh.
Yeah.
Max makes, like, a little joke about how convenient it would be for one of them to spontaneously develop X-ray vision in that moment when they're trying to find her.
Mm-hmm.
Which, at first I was like, oh, that must be, like, how their superpowers develop. They just, like, spontaneously show up one day. But then I remembered that until now, Angel is the only one with a superpower, unless you count Max's voice.
Yeah.
So, like, n equals 1 is not enough to draw a conclusion from. Right, Sam?
Yeah!
Okay, whew, got it.
I do think Max considers her voice / visions a superpower. So that
N
would
equals
be
2?
N equals 2.
Sam?
Still not enough,
Still
though.
not
Other
enough.
people like to think it is enough.
I mean, if you have 2 points, you can draw a line.
I mean, I feel
between
like...
But what if your third point is off the line?
You're right.
But if you only have 2,
That's perfect.
that's perfect.
No.
I do think they all sort of haven't verbalized it, but I think they all also think Iggy has superpowers. You know?
Oh, yeah?
Like, they
Like
comment
super
so
touching?
often about how, like, Iggy has super hearing. Like, he can hear way better than the rest of us. You know, like, I think they do sort of
Oh, okay.
understand that to be above and beyond what any normal person could have.
I sort of thought that was just the trope of the character is blind, therefore their other senses are heightened, not in a science fiction way.
Yeah, I
Well-
also thought that.
They say something to the effect of like when he listens to the guy putting in his pin,
Yeah,
they say something about how, like, that's super hearing or something like that.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't know.
So do we think Iggy developed really good hearing spontaneously?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Great.
Okay.
Around when he lost his vision, I assume.
Right when he lost his vision?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Honestly, I just assumed that this was a bad writing because the authors knew that other superpowers were going to develop spontaneously.
That's probably more
Forgot that
likely.
Max didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the worst in people.
Wow.
So,
The only one here who does that.
yeah, for sure.
Hey.
So out of
Anyway.
character for all of us.
I want to talk about Angel breathing water.
Oh my god,
It's
yes.
taken us so long to get to this part.
Wow.
Where Angel
Get us started.
has gills.
Does
But she
she,
doesn't.
though?
Does she?
She
though?
doesn't.
She doesn't. I'll open this up. I'm so confused.
Same.
I also am confused.
Give an overview of how it works.
So, well, what Angel has is she, like, swallows water. She says swallow. She doesn't say breathes it in.
No, she does say swallow.
She says
It's true.
swallow.
Specifically, yep.
Yeah. But in the very first time she says it, she says, I accidentally swallowed some water and started to choke. So that makes it sound like she did breathe it in.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, she could just be 6 and not realize that there's 2 different
that she's
pathways
breathing
in
or
your
whatever.
throat.
But what
Yeah.
so what she says is that she swallows and then blows air out of her nose. And the water comes out of invisible pores on the sides of her throat, or on the sides of her neck. And she does, like, exhale actual air bubbles.
Yeah, so she doesn't exhale water through her nose. Like, she's still exhaling carbon dioxide as a
Yeah.
gas
Yeah.
through her nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the deoxygenated water is leaving her neck through the skin.
Which is not how anything works.
No.
So confusing.
I wish it had just been like she was like some sort of amphibian, like where she was just breathing like the water through her.
Through her skin.
Yeah, like I wish it was more that than this weird, nonsensical option. Like this just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense because, like,
No.
if she was, like, the idea is she's supposed to have gills, because, right, the idea of the water coming out the side of your neck, that's like where the water comes out of gills, but it isn't extracting, like, actual air out of it. You know, it's like the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange happens in water.
Yeah, like there's essentially a different chemical reaction going on. Well, no, because the water's still leaving.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So it's creating vapor, carbon dioxide vapor, but then the water is also like what?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And I tried looking things up. I was like, maybe there's something. There's nothing. I don't get it.
Yeah. Nothing acts like this. Like the way breathing works, because I had the Wikipedia page breathing open for a while, and I was feeling like an absolute unhinged lunatic.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm just gonna sit here and Google breathing. But like it happens involuntarily, and it's like gas exchange through osmosis, right? So both when you use lungs or if you use gills, nothing has both as far as I am aware. You need like a massive surface area for gas exchange to occur.
That's why frogs are wrinkly.
Wrinkly frogs.
Wrinkly frogs!
I will say there is one species of lungfish that has both gills.
Oh,
functional gills and lungs. But it's not like
so how does that
they can just do both.
They use
just
both.
switch?
Yeah. I remember learning about that.
Yeah. Most of them don't have functional gills. But there's one species that has both.
Huh.
But yeah, like, the problem is that the two different parts of it don't make sense. Like, you could swing one or the other, but, like, the fact that the water is, like, going in her mouth and out the side of her neck, and she's blowing carbon dioxide out of her nose, those two things do not make any sense unless she's, like, boiling water. Like,
well, that's where I started to go, but I was like, it doesn't make sense still, because then
because she's still
there's still water. Yeah.
Is she also a nuclear reactor?
I was gonna say it, but I didn't.
I was thinking reading this chapter back when I was far too old and should have known better. I used to think that fish and like artificial gills for humans, which I don't think actually exists, but like I was thinking of the you know in the Phantom Menace when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn go to the Gungan city and they have that like respirator that's not connected to anything. Yeah. I was thinking about that. And I was like, I thought that fish and Obi-Wan Kenobi could lice water into its component elements.
Yeah.
and that's what they would breathe.
That's how fish breathe.
I was far too old at the time to think this, but I did. So I was like, maybe Angel is doing this, but then, like Sam was saying, there's the issue where she still extrudes seawater afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's the issue we talked about before of oxygen toxicity. Plus, if Angel was creating hydrogen gas, that could be problematic for a variety of explosive reasons.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I'm just like, I don't understand how the chemistry is working or the physiology of it. Like, none of it makes sense.
No, it's completely nonsensical.
Yeah.
And, like, the seawater seeps out of invisible pores that, like, they're so small, not even Iggy can feel them.
Right.
Like, the whole point of skin is that it's, like,
not porous.
a non-permeable
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
membrane,
yeah, that's,
right?
yeah. Because I was like, but normal pores, like, some, maybe, when they're, like, angry and inflamed with pimples, you know? But, like, a normal
like, so
pore...
all of mine right now.
Aw. You're not supposed to be able to feel your pores normally, right?
Yeah, but like if it's big enough that there are like visible streams of water coming out.
Yeah.
And it's I guess this could be some kind of like co-opted like perspiratory sweating gland.
Yeah, I was just gonna sweat gland.
Sweat gland, there we go. Like maybe that physiology has been like co-opted.
But I
still don't really know what it's doing.
Yeah.
Okay, like hear me out.
Okay.
Oh.
It still doesn't fully make sense, but
okay.
this is something I wanted to say.
Okay.
Angel, a beautiful angelic child.
Yeah,
with
sure.
white wings.
Not a demon.
White wings and blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
Who can swim in the ocean.
Oh no.
Okay.
So I'm pitching that Angel is actually a gannet.
Oh,
now,
that's not where I thought this was
gannets
going.
can breathe underwater.
Well,
They can't.
But
great.
What if this is some sort of co-opted, like, tube nose excreting salt water?
I had that thought too.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I still couldn't make sense of it. But I did have that thought too, because I know that birds can do that. So I was like, oh, maybe it's something to do with that. But it still doesn't explain the chemical reactions.
No, it still doesn't explain why she's breathing air out after. But
yeah.
Also, like, if she's swallowing water and it's coming out of her skin, where is the respiratory structure that's like extracting oxygen from that water?
Yeah, that part would almost just be like she swallows salt water to extract fresh water to drink fresh water. You know, like, it wouldn't be to breathe. That would be the mechanism there, I would imagine, if it was coming from her bird ancestry.
Yeah.
Because, like, the only other thing I found that I did not know this, but there are some catfish.
Okay.
So maybe she's 2% also catfish. But there are some catfish who can breathe through their stomachs.
Oh.
Like, they just swallow air. So, again, not water.
Not water.
But they swallow air.
They swallow air.
So they can breathe.
And then gas exchange occurs at the stomach and not the gills?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
Right? It's sort of like, again... And these are, and then these are freshwater catfish that do this. So maybe Angel is swallowing salt water, converting it to fresh water so that when it goes to her belly, she does gas exchange there. But then she still exhales carbon dioxide through her lungs. So the water coming out her throat is just salt water. The water in her belly that she's breathing out of is fresh water. But the carbon dioxide she's off-gassing is still going into her lungs.
Okay, no, but if she's exhaling it from, or not exhaling it, but if it's coming out of her mouth, it could be gas. Like, it could be a burp, basically, if it's coming from her stomach.
Oh, true.
I like it, but so if she's converting the salt water to fresh water, then the minerals within that salt water have to precipitate out somehow.
I think that's what she's precipitating out of her neck.
But that's still in the water.
But that's what tube noses do. It's like very, very
is
saline
it?
water. Yeah.
Very concentrated.
Okay. That's fair. No, that makes sense. I guess I was more thinking she just had like little
salt crystals,
little stones coming out of her
and
neck.
that's worse than having feathers for hair.
Salty neck.
No, I'm disturbed by all of it. Okay,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like the stomach idea though, because like stomachs are already already have a maximized surface area for absorption of nutrients. So it makes sense that if you no, it doesn't make sense.
No.
But it seems a little more reasonable to me that if somehow the physiology in the gut was modified to also enable gas exchange to occur over like the rugae or whatever they're called, I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
There would have to be though, like there would have to be more than just the saline water coming out though, because if that was the way that she was doing it, and let's say she stayed underwater for a long time, her stomach would fill up so much faster than her body would be able to process that
She's
much
the
liquid.
She's now.
She's the piss man now.
But you know what I mean though? Like,
yeah.
I think we're there. I think we've somehow explained the weirdest thing we've had to like come up with, and that includes nuclear reactor dragons.
Yeah, that made more sense somehow.
It honestly did somehow.
Honestly did.
Well, because with the dragons, at least we could put a little bit of magic in there.
Well, yeah, and it's like, this is also not real, but like, Aragon was fantasy, so it's easier to dissociate. But yeah, I'm on board. I think this is right. There is just a deep flaw in that a human stomach or a bird kid's stomach or whatever, like, there's no way, well, I guess they do have fast metabolisms, but like, to breathe at the rate you would need to maintain that metabolism, your body wouldn't be able to excrete. Like, there would have to be water leaking out somewhere else as well, is I guess more the point I'm coming to. Or it's just, it's more than just the saline water leaving the neck, which then means that the water goes down into the stomach and then comes back up and through the neck, which I hate. I'm gonna go be sick. Anyway,
No!
I'm done.
We're done.
Okay, I have a follow-up question, though.
Yeah.
Which is that, as we all know, you can't take a freshwater fish and drop it in the ocean, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because freshwater fish are specifically evolved to basically get rid of as much excess water as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And saltwater fish do the opposite.
Yes.
Because of, like, osmosis and shit like that. So, would Angel be able to breathe in freshwater, do we think?
Yes, this is a good question. I don't think, like, I could be wrong. I have not looked this up. But I think, like, tube-nosed seabirds can't drink fresh water.
Well, that would make sense.
Because it's, like,
I think.
too much fresh water.
It's, like, too much. Yeah.
Or something? I could be wrong, though.
No, it sounds right.
Freshwater and saltwater, like, the whole issue, I guess, is that for most animals, or most vertebrates at least, are not isotonic, so their like body does not have the same salinity as their environment in both directions. So like a vertebrate body, like a fish body or a bird kid body, is saltier than freshwater and fresher than saltwater, which means that like whichever one you're adapted to live in, your body is very good at getting rid of whichever the excess thing is. So if you put it in the other one, then they die because their body will either swell up with water and explode or shrivel up like a husk. That's not science terminology, but
I think it
works. Whatever. It causes cell lysis if there's too much water. Was I going with that?
Only you know.
Yeah. I think it was basically like anything that lives in the water is specifically designed to like have to counteract the kind of water that it's in. So it's really hard for a lot of animals, or for most animals, to go back and forth. You do get like diadromous fishes in particular, which are things like salmon or eels that like have one life stage in freshwater and one life stage in saltwater, and they have to like undergo a lot of physiological changes for that to happen. So I guess maybe Angel could do something like that.
Yeah.
Angel could also just be a bull shark.
Maybe she's a bull
true.
shark.
Yeah.
Have we thought about that?
I don't know. Can they live long term in freshwater? I thought they could like survive in freshwater, but not live in it.
As far as I'm aware, I think they can just survive in it. I don't think they can live, but I don't actually know. I'm not up on my bull shark research. But to that question, though, like, could Angel even live long term in the water?
In the water.
Yes. Well, yes, she can breathe it, right? But, like, to my point of the stomach only being able to handle so much, if that is true, do we know, is this just, like, a short-term survival instinct that she's adapted as a power? Yeah. Or is she actually able to long-term live? And so I do think, given the weirdness of the situation, I feel like it doesn't matter salt, fresh. I don't think there's been enough thought put into it, because I don't think there's been enough thought put into how she's doing this anyways.
Yeah, agreed.
But, like, everything that's been said is absolutely correct. I think for Angel, it doesn't matter, though. I feel like fresh salt water, I feel like she could do all of it. But from what we've developed as the theory... if she's converting it to fresh water anyways... No, I don't know. I'm not going to finish that thought. I don't know. But everything else I said before, yeah, that.
One other alternate theory.
Okay.
Is that Angel has a secret electrolysis zone in her throat and or stomach.
I hate this.
I don't understand electrolysis.
I don't remember how long. Yeah.
No.
Very much. But as I understand it badly, is that you can do electrolysis of brine to produce hydrogen and chlorine gas.
Why would she want either of those?
Can she breathe hydrogen?
I doubt it.
And then breathe out chlorine gas.
Did they make her a fucking, like, biological weapon?
Maybe they
she
made
can
her
fucking
a
breathe out
biological
chlorine
weapon.
gas? No!
Where she swallows salt water.
She swallows seawater and turns into a mustard
and
gas
then
ball.
breathes out chlorine gas.
Okay, but
I'm
wait,
not mad at this. Okay, wait.
Because we do think it's the military that has funded the research that's created them. This would fucking make sense.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. I also hate it.
Pardon me being a chemistry idiot. What's NaO2? No, sorry, NaOH.
Wait.
What's NaOH?
Sodium hydroxide.
Okay, so she's also produced... So what's coming out of her neck is... Sodium hydroxide. Is that a liquid?
It's a salt, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I don't know at which point it precipitates or at which point... I don't know how much solution you need to dissolve. Anyways, continue.
Basically, I don't know how this works, but I think
No.
a smart fake scientist could probably make this make sense in a way. See, like this one says, the reaction at the anode is H2O to half becomes H2O, not H2O2. Sorry, let me start again.
Okay, I was like, what? Yeah,
H2O,
water, H2O
becomes, the little chemistry arrow, half
Yeah.
O2 plus 2 H plus 2 electrons.
Yeah.
So, that seems...
That's what I was saying earlier about splitting water molecules.
Yeah, this says specifically seawater, so this is not, like, exactly the electrolysis that I was talking about before, but anyway, there's probably a chemistry person. Maybe I'll look this up better for next time.
Yeah, sure.
But also possible that Angel is a acid and chlorine gas producing monstrosity.
She really is the super weapon.
Yeah, I'm on that team now, given the knowledge of the military has most likely funded this research and the physiology and whatever that we've been able to come up with to explain this. I believe that she has been created as the religious messiah that will then come down and rain chlorine gas on everyone.
Yeah.
And
This
I
makes
am
sense.
sticking
she's
to
the
that.
Antichrist.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Max is supposed to be the
Antichrist.
Messiah.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know my religious terminology properly. Yes, Antichrist. And Max is the Messiah. I'm standing by this because it fits with my earlier theories of this being a religious thing.
Yeah. I do think that, like, Angel has to have, like, significant electrical power in her tiny human body. Which, if she's gonna do this electrolysis, I mean. But also, again, I've looked this up a bajillion times. Edward Cullen doing telepathy. Not telekinesis. Telepathy.
No. Yeah.
And I do remember that it was based on electrical impulses, is the idea of possibly being able to read someone's brain waves, thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, again, maybe someone who's smarter in that would be able to tell us this is a terrible idea with no basis. But I think electrolysis uses electricity, brain reading uses electricity, basically the same thing.
Yeah. I think you've convinced me.
Yes.
I still like the stomach lung idea, personally.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it could be happening in her stomach. And that's
I was
going to
say, yeah, I think it could still be a mix of it.
I feel like that's more Occam's razor.
Yeah.
She has wild electricity in her.
I don't think it's more Occam's razor, because I still don't know how she's leaking water out of her neck, but also breathing out air, even with the stomach.
I think the exhalation is burps.
Okay.
And I think the leaking water is
Tube nose. Yeah, okay.
Vibes. Yeah. Although, if it's not electrolysis, I'm a little bit concerned about
where she's going to go to the bathroom.
Well, I'm always concerned about that. But about how she's getting enough oxygen from the water. Because, like, things that breathe water have to be super efficient to get oxygen out of the water. And things that breathe air can just kind of go and do it.
I mean, air also has, like, your lungs also have, like, so much surface area.
Yeah, I guess, like, air is more consistently oxygenated than water is. Like, if you have aquatic creatures in your care, like, perhaps if you worked at an aquarium, maybe you have to, like, keep an eye, hypothetically, if somebody perhaps did that once. You have to keep a pretty close eye on the dissolved oxygen level in the water, otherwise your fish will suffocate.
Yeah.
So I wonder and, like, different fishes have different thresholds of, like, the level of oxygenation they can handle. Like, some, like, don't give a shit and will live in a puddle, and some are coral.
They're not fish, most people would agree.
Yeah.
Since you did say fish.
I did say fish. Yeah. I guess I should have said some are like coral, where if the slightest thing changes, then they explode into dust. But I wonder what Angel's requirements for oxygenated water would be.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll get to that for us, you know? They'll definitely start outlining that in a useful way. I just want to add that I'm really glad we didn't end up with gills in her somewhere, because...
No. Yeah, because that's confusing, too.
Yeah, because if we were doing that, then I was going to have to talk about how in humans... in humans, the pharyngeal arches that become gills in fish turn into your ears and speaking zone.
Yeah.
So she would just not have those, I guess.
I feel like that would be really interesting for someone to put in a fantasy book where, like, a mermaid or a siren or whatever just, like, doesn't have, like, a larynx or ears because they have gills.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Where's the deaf mermaid book?
Exactly!
Someone give it to me.
Anyway, that's almost literally the deaf and also doesn't have a thyroid.
No, not allowed to have knees. Also, mermaids with knees are my nemesis.
Anyway, that's that. I think we solved it.
Yeah.
But that's enough.
That's enough of that.
We don't need to talk about Ari and Fang getting in a fight, do we?
No, it's really brutal, though.
It is
really brutal.
Fang probably has brain damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least a concussion.
Yeah, it's rough.
For sure. He gets knocked out twice.
Yeah. It's not...
We can talk about it next time.
We don't have to talk... I don't want to talk about it, really. Ari basically almost kills him.
Yeah.
And then Jeb shows up to save the day, I guess.
Fucking Jeb.
And on that note, I guess let's guess what's going to happen in the next chapter. Okay, so, the next chapter, as always, I will read the first sentence. Chapter 117. I stared with the fiercest, most righteous anger and hatred as Jeb Batchelder easily moved through the crowd of erasers, oh my god, parting them as if he were Moses and they were the Red Sea.
Guys, I've been saying it all along. This is a religious book. I mean, I think it's very obvious that's going to happen. Jeb is going to talk to Max about how she's the Messiah, and it'll probably be like 2 pages of just that, and then it'll be some other big reveal cliffhanger, and then it'll go into the next chapter, maybe.
Wow, that's a good guess.
Thanks.
Pretty good
I
guess.
believe it. Okay, chapter 118. Stumbling badly, my shoulder feeling like it was on fire. I made my way down the beach.
Oh, maybe there was a bigger fight and they actually get away.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. They must have gotten away then, maybe? Or maybe she only got away, which doesn't make sense, but...
Maybe Jeb chases them all away, because he's done that before.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Who could possibly say?
That, yeah.
Great. Okay, next chapter. Fang and the rest of us made it back to Manhattan without dropping out of the sky due to injury, exhaustion, or both.
So what was the point of this whole diversion then?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It's for Angel to be able to breathe underwater. That was the whole reason.
They couldn't have gone to a swimming pool.
Have I mentioned I don't like this book?
There's only 100 pages left, don't worry.
100?
In my ebook.
That's gonna be like 95 chapters, though.
Oh my god. I don't even know anymore. They're in New York.
They
to
have to
find
find
the
the
Institute.
Institute.
It's the
Yeah.
Institute.
I'm gonna guess that they find it in this chapter. They're doing it.
I hope so.
I'm manifesting.
Maybe Jeb like threatens them or something.
Mm-hmm.
And because did you say it was just Max and Fang?
Fang and the rest of us.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Sorry, it's getting late.
But Fang is the only one who was on death's door.
Yeah, I guess so.
In this chapter.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Jeb was like, is threatening them with something. And so he sent them right back to New York, like where they need to go. But that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm confused. Just give me the next one.
Okay. All right, chapter 120. This will help. We tried to get some sleep. God knows we needed it.
I'm done.
Yep, this one's only 4 sentences, so it doesn't even deserve a...
The chapter is 4 sentences?
Okay, no, it's like 8. Anyway,
Fucking God.
let's talk about what else we're reading. Oh, I finished How the Multiverse Got Its Revenge, the second Rory Thorne book. It was good. I texted Hannah immediately because I'm extremely confused by the ending. Because I think it's a duology. And I think that
Goodreads says it is.
Yeah, and so that was like the last book. But the ending is wild for the end of a duology. Like, there's no more... There's no story left? Okay. I guess that's fair. And then I've also started listening to The World We Make, because... by N.K. Jemisin, because I can do audiobooks now. And I know it was Sam's goal to read a lot of sequels to books she's read, but I'm doing that. Because I also started Fevered Star.
You're doing better than me, who I think has started more than actually continued. So go me.
Go you. I believe
Good job.
I don't.
Yeah, I am starting all these books being very confused because it's been like a year and a half since I've read the first book of any of these series. So I'm just like, who's this person again? What happened? Oh, yeah, okay, I think I know what's going on. But I think, Hannah, you listened to The World We Make audiobook.
Yeah, it was my favorite audiobook of last year.
Yeah, and after you said it was, like, very fun audio editing, I was like, I had the ebook, but I was like, actually, I'm going to wait till the audiobook comes through then. And the audiobook is really fun. It has such good, effects.
I'm glad you agree.
It's really good.
I was afraid you would be like, it sucks.
No, it has great voice acting, and...
Right?
Like, this feels like not really a spoiler because it's the beginning of the book, but when they're talking about, like, this book by whoever the company is that's producing it, it's all, like, weird and creepy and echoey. And it's, like, really good.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I'm excited to keep listening to that audiobook. That's what I'm reading. What about you guys?
I've finished, I think, 2 books since we last recorded, both which were just not up to what I was expecting of them, which was Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. If anyone wants to buy my Fairy Loot copy of Immortal Longings, go check out my Poshmark, because I don't want it.
Ooh.
No, I don't want to trash on her, but it wasn't good. I can see what she was trying to do with it, and I might read the sequel because it might get better. And the ending was like kind of like, I do want to know what happens. It's just not a very good book. I'm sorry, Chloe, but you'll never know that because I'll never call you out or anything so that you know that, so it's fine.
She actually listens to the podcast. She messaged me yesterday.
No. I'm sorry.
So sad.
Your book is very pretty, and I'm sure somebody loves it and will
pretty.
appreciate the Fairy Loot version more than I will. I mean, I'll keep it, but if someone wants it, I'm just saying, go find my Poshmark. Anyways, and then in my chaotic nature, I am reading, I think I was reading this last time, but I'm still reading One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears, her memoir, which poor Britney.
Yeah.
This poor woman. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel bad. She's not even reading the book, which is both, I think, a good thing, but it also kind of sucks because it's like you're reading her story in someone else's voice, but her voice is so distinct. So it's like, it's a bit strange, but she comes in at the beginning saying like, this was too painful for me to do. Like, I can't read this. So I was like, yeah. So she's got another narrator doing it. But yeah, poor Britney. And then I'm also reading The Endless War by Danielle L. Jensen, which is like the 4th book in her Bridge Kingdom series. And then I'm starting Caliban's War, which is the 2nd book in the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey, because someone from work lent it to me, and I'm reading it with my boyfriend.
So many book clubs.
I am, if nothing but chaotic. I don't even know if that sentence made sense. Anyways.
It was a little chaotic.
It was, I am on chaos brand. Incarnate. Hannah?
I have finished a couple books since last time. I finished Murtagh, which I did like, but there was not enough dragon in it, particularly because Thorn is actually delightful. We want more Thorn. And I listened to Beach Read by Emily Henry.
Yay!
Which is one of Sam's favorite.
Yeah!
It was really good. I liked that too.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, that was my first Emily Henry. I'm going to listen to more of her stuff. But since I finished listening to that, I'm now listening to Wolf Song by TJ Klune, and I'm reading Darkwater Daughter by H.M. Long.
I need to know if that one's good, because I keep putting off her other book, but this one's about pirates, and I want to read it, but I need to know if it's worth it. I'm
about halfway through that one. So far, I think you'll like it.
Okay. I like that. I like it.
I'm having a good time. It's shaping up to be like a pretty solid 4-star for me.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, and this episode is coming out in March, so next time you hear from us, we might be reading our Midlight Book Club book for March, which is going to be The Butcher of the Forest by Preeti Muhammad.
I forgot we were doing that. I'm so excited.
I had to look it up before we started.
I'm glad you remembered. I forgot too.
I was like, which one are we reading? And I was like, oh yeah.
This was me strong-arming everyone else into reading an author I really like.
Yeah, because she's one of your big ones, right?
I mean, I haven't read all of her books, but I've read 2 of them and I liked them, so...
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, if you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And when an adultier adult asks how life is going. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I want to get out of it.
Too much responsibility.
That is how I have felt all week.